If there's one thing I've learned in the 26 years I've been involved in the world of elite running, it's you AFL players leave so much on the table when it comes to standing out on game day because you don't understand specifically how to schedule, how to structure, and how to train to take your running to a brand new level. And today, I'm going to share everything I know with you about how you can do that. If you're new to Relaxed Running, you might have no idea who I am. I'm Tyson Popplestone. I'm the head coach of Relaxed Running. I was originally Victorian 10K Melbourne Marathon champion. I was state champion here in the mile. And I also won the Bay Sheffield Mile in South Australia. In 2014, I met with Melbourne Footy Club, Fremantle Footy Club, about being an elite level draft pick with those guys. I ended up doing a whole pre-season with the Box Hill Hawks. And one thing that stood out to me, how much attention I got based on the running knowledge that I had to offer so many of the players and coaches down there. And that brings us to here. I want to help you with some really simple, practical changes in your own pre-season, off-season, and in-season, which is going to see your running level skyrocket. Essentially, there's four main categories I want to talk about today. We've got the planning and structuring of the pre-season training. Then I want to talk about the in-season running, how to do it, how to balance it. Then building speed, power, and agility, how to structure it, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it. Finally, I want to talk about some alternatives for any of you who might be dealing with injuries. Let's start with where most of our attention goes when we think about running for footy, and that is pre-season training. How do we structure it? What do we do? When do we do it? If you're already a member of our AFL Running Academy, you're going to know how we focus on our pre-season running training. Essentially, we've got a three-tiered focus. We've got phase one. This is where a few days a week, we start to gradually improve our aerobic fitness. Essentially, our aerobic fitness stage starts in late September and it runs till early November. This is a great foundation to build, whether you're unfit, whether you're fat, whether you come back from injury, or whether you're already fit and you've just had an off season. This is a nice little welcome back. The beauty with this aerobic fitness is the rest of our footy is built upon this fitness level. If you're not aerobically fit, then your ability to stand out when it comes to speed, agility, speed, endurance, it's just not going to be as obvious. So let's start with this. Phase two, we're going to look at late November to really early February. This is where we start to add some intensity, start to complement that running work that we're already doing. Usually, most individuals and most clubs start with phase 2 or 3 of training in like mid-September or early October, whenever they get back. The problem with this is we're not giving our body time to adjust to the demands and the expectations that we have. And as a result, we don't see skyrocketing performance. We see real heavy plateaus, we see injuries, and we see a diminishing return in our running efforts before round one's even started, which is why we're very specific with the way that we plan it. In phase 2, this is where you're going to start to incorporate some more high-speed intervals. Depending on the position that you play, on your current fitness, it's going to dictate the distance. But we're looking at various reps between 100 meters and 400 meters. The reason we start to do this is because it starts to replicate that match day fitness nicely. As much as it's good to go out and do an easy jog, the best marathon runner on your team is not necessarily the perfect person when it comes to outrunning a game of footy. I learned that the hard way. My first 2 months back in the world of footy was brutal because I could run forever, but my ability to repeat sprint had not been trained for quite a long time. The truth is there's so many sessions that you could do on these particular days that it's hard to give a one size fits all. But if you want to jump on board the AFL Running Academy, every single day of the pre-season is catered for. That means regardless of your position, your fitness level, your goals, your age, whether you're male or female, we make sure it's specific to you. You'll never have to guess your way through it. Then we move into phase 3. This is really match-specific style fitness. This is where our running really replicates what you're going to see on game day. So this is early February all the way through to round 1. We're talking high intensity, speed, endurance, explosive power, agility, reaction time. We want to see all those elements that you need to be good at in the world of running for football start to really take place. The idea here is that we want to start to build tolerance to that style of fatigue that we're going to feel in like the late second, third, and fourth quarter. Your ability to be able to train this at this phase is going to make sure that you get to round 1 and beyond in really good form. So if we have a bit of an overview of what our training week looks like in the pre-season, here is what we'll see. Sunday is a good day for like an easy jog. We're talking conversational pace if you're doing it by heart rate. zone 2. If you can't talk during the run, you're going too fast. It should be slow. Monday, we'll get into the gym and do our specific strength routine. If you don't have one, don't stress. We take care of that in the academy as well. Tuesday is you're going to be out there with your club. Ideally, you're probably going to do some form of speed endurance. Wednesday, you can do strength or an option for speed, endurance, agility, reaction time, depending on what you did the night before. Again, flexibility is our best friend here. We're not just going to say, hey, Wednesday's when we do speed and power, because if we've had a really intense session the Tuesday night, nothing could be stupider than trying to inject more intensity and just taking us to this world of fatigue and pain. Thursday, we're back with our squad. Friday, easy run and possible strength routine. Saturday, rest or easy run. It's not the athlete who can be a hero for the first month of preseason that we see dominate on game day. It's the athlete who can be consistent with the small things week in, week out, all through that 6-month preseason and beyond, who stands out throughout the season. Pay attention to fatigue and soreness levels. This is your body speaking to you about how you're handling the work. For whatever reason, a lot of clubs go, no, we just do more and more and more. So dumb. Listen to your body. If you're sore, saying something. If you're fatigued, it's saying something. You're not going to see improvement, particularly in your running, if you're ignoring the very signals your body's giving you about the work that you're doing. That brings us to round 1. Now, running in season is where running is forgotten for so many players, and I understand it. There's a lot to juggle. We're trying to juggle game day. We're trying to juggle recovery. We're trying to juggle group sessions. Where on earth do we fit in like strength and speed, agility, mobility, reaction time? I mean, it is a little bit of a juggle, and that is why running is so often ignored and forgotten by so many clubs and individuals. Here is a really good guide as to what you should be focusing on hitting throughout the course of a season. Relax running, we recommend 1 to 2 very easy jogs, like very easy jogs. You should be so embarrassed to be seen running at the pace you're running and then slowing down even more. We're using this mostly for recovery. We're also going to be doing an optional or additional speed session on a Wednesday. We'll talk about that in a moment. You're still going to be doing your strength and your maintenance work in the gym, and also your skills and drill sessions twice a week, probably, that take place with your club. Now, ideally, you're going to use your club sessions as your more intense efforts. A lot of the intense efforts that take place in season are incidental. That means it's taking place within the drills that you're actually doing, those running-based drills. The good news is, even though we don't pay a lot of attention to the work that's getting injected into us here, if we were to wear a GPS during these sessions, you're still clocking up some pretty high Ks at quite an intense pace. So you're maintaining some form of fitness here. However, the problem arises when some clubs get more technical, focusing on gameplay structures and things. So you might end a session of only done like 1 or 2 kilometers throughout the course of the night. That's when we can inject like a Wednesday session or a midweek session to make sure that we're maintaining that aerobic, anaerobic, speed, endurance kind of fitness throughout the course of the year. Don't let an easy night with your club take away from your ability to maintain fitness because you hadn't had a structure that served your goals. A little tip throughout the course of the season is you want to use your bye rounds or weeks that you're dropped or can't play as top-up weeks. Don't let that 2-week block of time go to waste. If you use that well, you can treat that like phase 3 of your pre-season, injecting 2 to 3 more intense style session. It's a really nice time to build that running fitness. A lot of the in-season stuff is just being smart with the way that we structure the work that we're doing. There is more than enough opportunity to make sure our running ability and our strength is all improving. We just have to be smart with the way that we schedule it. The third thing I want to talk about is speed, agility, and power. How do we do it? When do we do it? Why do we do it? Now, I've told you throughout the course of the week, both pre-season and in-season, when a good time to do it is, but why do we do it? Well, you just look at the nature of the game of football. It's not one-directional running, yet so much of the running-specific work that we do in pre-season is very one-directional. We want to start to replicate the style of running that we're going to see on match day in our training. That means that with our reps, what's the point of just running laps and laps and laps of an oval if the very nature of the game itself is to change direction? Now, the one exclusion I have to this rule is if you've got a pretty heavy drills and skills night planned ahead of what you're about to do, one-directional running is fine, because you're still going to build the fitness, you're still going to get that direction change that you need. These speed, agility, and power sessions are also a really nice time to focus on the technical side of running. Inside the academy, we've got a course which guides you specifically on how to improve your running efficiency. Because the truth is, over 4 quarters of footy, if you're using your energy ineffectively, you've got unnecessary tension held through your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. It's impacting the way that you move, the speed that you move, and your ability to recover from the running that you're doing. So you want to really make sure that you're using these little pockets of time to work on the technical side of your running. If you do the course 3 or 4 times over the course of a year, and you'll be amazed at your ability to outrun your opponents in a game of footy just with this one change alone. The other thing that we want to focus on that I haven't said specifically is developing your repeat sprint ability. So we want to make sure that we're not just doing one 60-meter sprint or a couple of 200-meter reps, but we're really developing that top-end short and powerful speed that we really need to be first to the ball. We all see these guys at school or at our club who can sprint fast for 30 or 60 meters once, but you say, hey, do it 3 or 4 times, and they start getting absolutely blown out of the water. This was always a strength of mine, and it wasn't because I was fast, but the 3rd and 4th quarters, people used to say, man, you get faster as the game goes on. Truth was, I was probably ever so slightly slower than my top end speed, but my ability to maintain that because of the way I'd structured my training was high. So I'd start to get to the ball a lot quicker than my opposition. It was a really good cheat way to get way more touches over the course of that second half. It works the same for everybody. A lot of this can be adapted and adjusted to be done in the pool, on an elliptical, on a stationary bike, on a rower. If you wanted to develop that repeat ability to go hard, that anaerobic fitness to be able to respond when your body feels as though it's struggling for oxygen, you can do that in other ways than just running. Good news is as well, you can really transform this fitness into running fitness quite quickly if you're smart with the way that you transition it. So don't stress if you're injured. The only thing that you're going to have to be able to wait to do is that speed and agility, power kind of stuff. But if you're specific and consistent with the work that you're doing on the alternate methods through your cross training, this transfers very nicely into your running training once you're back and able to do it. Now, the truth is, it can be really overwhelming when you're trying to figure out how to tie all of these things together. I've obviously given you a really nice overview of what it looks like, how to schedule it, how to structure it. But when it comes to the real nitty gritty stuff about what do I do, how much recovery, when do I do it, obviously that's where it gets a bit more specific. If you do need that help, as I said, the AFL Running Academy has a 7-day free trial, and after that it's like $15 a month. So if you want to be able to just make sure you're doing everything you can to take your performance to the next level, from running, speed, agility, sprint ability, strength and conditioning, jump on board the Academy membership. So many of our members stay on for a long time because they're just seeing the results. If you want to find out what the members are actually saying, jump over, check out some of the testimonies that these athletes are leaving. What they're saying about their own running transformation can happen for you so long as you're willing to put in the work, so long as you're consistent. So jump on board, take the 7-day free trial. If you've got any comments before you do, any questions for me, hit me up in the comments below. I'll do my best to get back to each and every one of you. But for those of you who are real serious about taking your game to a brand new level, both next season and beyond, I'll see you on the inside of the Academy.